whoever said that Dante and Brooklyn was gonna end up being Geo parents, y'all might be right now. I don't know. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for General Hospital, December 4th, 2024. Okay, y'all, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Look, at first I had wrote it down before they went back to Dante and Cody's scene. I was gonna ask y'all, I was like, did Cody just say that after all these years at the camp, Brooklyn wanted Dante back? And I was like, when? Now I know they talked about them being in the neighborhood together, but I didn't know that they was involved together. But I said Gio should be what? In his 20s? I don't know. Then he said he was in college. I said he should be in his 20s, right? But I think they said something about Dante and Brooklyn was involved for after 10 years. They mentioned 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe not. But yeah, I don't think they just brought that up for nothing. But okay, y'all. We're gonna start with Rick and Ava. So basically, Rick ends up meeting Ava for drinks or whatever. They're just talking about the case. She wanted to know what he thought, if he thought that it was gonna work in her favor. Look, they confused me because she was like, she said something to him when he first sat down, and I was like, wait. I thought that I had missed part of the episode or something, but no, because then she started asking him, what he thought. But he was saying, he don't really know or whatever. But yeah, I said, she over here, she done caught feelings for him. But I said after this, once they clear her, because more than likely, she's going to walk. But I said after this over, next would be what? The custody battle with her and Sonny? I was like, yeah, that's next, y'all. Molly and Alexis, basically they was talking about Christina thinking that, they're going to rule in her favor or whatever and say that Ava actually was responsible for the baby's death. Molly disagrees. She says that Rick managed to convince her that it was a tragic accident. But later in the episode, she ends up also telling Alexis that, she decided that she doesn't want another child. Oh, I skipped the part. She was saying how Christina can go on blaming Ava, but she's not gonna live like that. I said not a gonna. But yeah, did y'all see when they showed the preview at the end of the episodes? Was them Molly boxes? Looked like it was some boxes down there. She was at Alexis' place. Curtis ends up talking to Jordan about Drew. I think he had already talked to her about Drew and what Michael said, and she was saying, why would he do that? But he confirms that he heard Drew say it himself. So then Jordan was basically asking him what he gonna do, and she suggests that he play both Michael and Drew. I said, or you can go back to what's it called, the Savoy, and run your company. But at that point, that's when TJ walked in. He ends up basically confiding in them, saying that him and Molly taking a break. And I said, y'all might as well just call it quits right now. Right now. I got to backtrack. Curtis also ends up telling Jordan that Drew kissed Willow, and he suggests that they did more than that. Then he also tells that Nina suggested that she was more involved with Drew as well or whatever. I skipped that part. TJ ends up telling them also that Molly doesn't want any more kids, but he knows for a fact that he wants a family. Dante and Cody. So basically, Dante ends up coming by and telling Cody all about Lulu waking up, about how she hitchhiked a ride. Cody ends up saying that he gave a woman a ride and he knew she looked familiar or whatever. So then they just started talking about that and Sam or whatever. I think he said he was just trying to process everything. He's still having a hard time. He's struggling. But then Brooklyn came in yelling at Cody saying that Tracy was trying to get in touch with him or whatever. So then Dante ends up revealing to her that Lulu woke up. But then that's when she left, and then they started talking about camp and all this stuff and about how Brooklyn wanted Dante back. And I said, wait a minute. What was that police officer name? And what happened to her? What was her name? Valerie. Now, I knew Valerie and Dante had hooked up, I think, one time, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. But I don't recall Brooklyn and Dante. But yeah, I was like, yeah, do y'all think they finna get ready to go with that storyline about Gio being their son? Anna and Jason. So basically, she called him there so they could talk about bringing Charlotte back and finding Valentine and everything. She was saying how she feels guilty because she let Valentine go, and she had no idea that Lulu was gonna wake up or whatever. So Jason started telling her, he's as much to blame as her, and he told her he need her to start blaming herself because they need to think clearly. At the end of the episode, he ends up saying that he has an incentive to get Brandon to bring Valentine back. No, to get Valentine back to town. But I want to know what that incentive is going to be. I know they already showed on Monday morning on the General Hospital channel. They showed that I think it was Anna that want Carly to wear a wire or something like that to get Brandon to say something or whatever. I'm guessing about Valentine. Don't they think that this man gonna know that she just randomly asking about Valentine? I mean, Lulu is her cousin or whatever, so that might be one of the reasons. But at the same time, you ain't been talking about this. So I was like, yeah, he gonna suspect it, or either she gonna tip him off. And lastly, we got Laura and Lulu. I say poor Lulu. She just finding out everybody done passed away. Laura ends up telling her that, well, she already knew that Nicholas was in jail. She ends up telling about Spencer. Who else? She told about somebody else too, right? Oh, she already knew about Luke. But then I was like, she doesn't know about Bobby, do she? I know who else it was. She told about Esme, about Ace. She asked who Ace was. She ends up telling, Nicholas' son. She asked what her mama was. She told her dad. Then she told her about Spencer. Charlotte. She ends up saying she want to call Valentine because she want to talk to Charlotte. And that's when, well, later in the episode, Laura finally gets around to tell her that Valentine got into some trouble and he took Charlotte and left and nobody heard from her. But I think that's everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.